If you're over 60 and trying to eat healthier, you've probably swapped chips for something plant-based, high-protein, or gluten-free. But what if one of those so-called healthy snacks quietly pushed your kidneys to the brink of failure? Meet Kevin, 65, recently retired and finally ready to focus on his health. Like many of us, he wanted to trade the junk food he'd loved for decades for something that sounded better, something full of fiber and protein. His friends suggested puffed bean snacks, plant-based, crunchy, and advertised as heart-healthy. They tasted great, and Kevin felt proud of his new habit. Until just 48 hours later, when his urine turned dark brown, his eyes yellowed, and his energy vanished. The doctors were shocked. His kidneys were shutting down. The question was why? In this video, we'll uncover the surprising link between certain healthy foods and sudden kidney stress in older adults, a hidden genetic condition that affects millions, often without symptoms, and the simple steps you can take to protect your kidneys for life. You'll learn what really happened to Kevin, what modern research from places like Harvard Medical School and the Cleveland Clinic says about kidney safety after 60, and how to spot the earliest warning signs before trouble begins. So grab a cup of water, your kidneys will thank you. And let's dive into this medical mystery and its life-saving lessons. Kevin had always been a snacker. Chips, pretzels, trail mix, you name it. But after his retirement physical, his doctor warned him that his blood pressure was a little high and that his cholesterol could use improvement. So, like any motivated retiree, he looked for smarter choices. When his friend handed him a new brand of bean-based protein crisps, Kevin was intrigued. The label said, plant-based, high in fiber, gluten-free, no cholesterol. Sounded perfect, right? He opened a bag while watching his favorite baseball rerun, then another, and before he knew it, 3 bags were gone. At first, nothing felt strange, just some bloating. But by the next morning, Kevin felt awful, exhausted, nauseated, with a pounding headache. He figured it was dehydration, or maybe all that sodium. But within a day, his eyes took on a yellow tint, his urine darkened, and he could barely stay upright. That's when he finally called his neighbor for help. At the hospital, Kevin's vital signs showed fever, low blood pressure, and pain in the upper right part of his abdomen. Doctors immediately ran blood tests. The results shocked them. Hemoglobin dangerously low. LDH sky high, meaning his cells were breaking apart. Bilirubin off the charts, explaining the yellowing of his skin. But his liver looked normal on ultrasound. So if it wasn't liver failure, what was turning him yellow and shutting down his kidneys? This is where the story takes a fascinating turn, one that reveals how fragile the balance inside your red blood cells really is. Further tests showed Kevin's red blood cells were literally bursting apart, a process called hemolysis. When this happens, the broken cells spill their contents into the bloodstream. The free hemoglobin, a dark pigment, travels to the kidneys, where it can clog and poison delicate filtering structures. That's why Kevin's urine looked brown and why his kidneys started to fail. But what caused his red blood cells to self-destruct? When pathologists examined his blood under the microscope, they saw something peculiar. Bite cells. Red blood cells with tiny chunks missing. These are classic signs of a specific type of oxidative damage. Then his doctor asked one key question. Kevin, what exactly were those bean snacks made of? Kevin pulled out the package fava beans. That single detail cracked the case. Kevin was unknowingly living with a genetic condition called G6PD deficiency, which affects an estimated 400 million people worldwide, including around 2% of Americans, according to the National Institutes of Health. For most people, G6PD quietly protects red blood cells from oxidative stress, the kind of wear and tear caused by oxygen and free radicals. But people with this deficiency lack that protection. So when they eat certain foods like fava beans, take specific antibiotics, or even experience infections, their red blood cells can suddenly break apart. In Kevin's case, the overload of fava bean chemicals created oxidative stress his body couldn't handle. His cells ruptured, his kidneys clogged with hemoglobin, and within hours, he was in crisis. You might be thinking, I've never even heard of G6PD deficiency. and I've eaten beans my whole life. And that's exactly the danger. Many people live their entire lives unaware they have it. While it's often inherited, symptoms don't always appear until a specific trigger like a medication, infection, or food. Doctors at Mayo Clinic emphasize that older adults with unexplained anemia, jaundice, or kidney issues should ask their doctor about G6PD screening. It's a simple blood test that can save you from a major health scare. Now, here's where this story becomes relevant to everyone watching, even if you don't have G6PD deficiency. Your kidneys are remarkable organs. Every day, they filter about 50 gallons of blood-balancing fluids, clearing waste, and regulating blood pressure. But after 60, kidney efficiency naturally declines. Combine that with dehydration, certain medications, or high-salt diets, and you can unknowingly add extra strain. According to the National Institute on Aging, nearly 1 in 3 seniors has some degree of reduced kidney function, often without symptoms. That's why stories like Kevin's are such powerful reminders. Even small daily choices, what you snack on, how much water you drink, how often you move, can make a big difference. Before we go deeper into what exactly happened inside Kevin's body, here are a few take-home tips inspired by kidney specialists at the Cleveland Clinic. Stay hydrated, not flooded. Aim for about 6-8 cups of water per day, unless your doctor limits you. Too little water thickens the blood and stresses the kidneys. Too much can dilute essential minerals. Be salt smart. Even healthy snacks like veggie chips or roasted nuts can hide 400-600 milligrams of sodium per serving. The NIH recommends keeping daily sodium below 2,300 milligrams. That's about 1 teaspoon of salt in total. Check your meds. Some pain relievers, NSAID, and antibiotics can overwork aging kidneys. Always check with your doctor, especially if you combine them with supplements or dehydration. Watch for subtle signs. Fatigue, itchy skin, swollen ankles, or dark urine are early clues your kidneys need attention. Keep moving. Light daily movement, walking after meals, gentle stretching, improves circulation and kidney perfusion. Small, steady habits like these protect not just your kidneys, but your entire cardiovascular system. In Part 2, we'll explore what was really happening inside Kevin's bloodstream, how oxidative stress from those beans overwhelmed his red blood cells, and how modern research connects this same process to aging, fatigue, and chronic inflammation. We'll also look at how to strengthen your body's antioxidant defenses naturally through specific foods, nutrients, and lifestyle habits proven to reduce oxidative stress after 60. Because the truth is, the same science that nearly destroyed Kevin's kidneys also reveals how to protect yours. When Kevin arrived at the hospital, his kidneys were failing not because of infection, not because of dehydration, but because his own blood had turned toxic. To understand what happened, we have to look at a tiny but powerful molecule called oxygen and how it can both sustain life and destroy it. Every breath you take gives your cells the oxygen they need to create energy. But oxygen has a hidden side. It's unstable. When your cells use it, tiny byproducts called free radicals form. Imagine microscopic sparks flying inside your body. Normally, your cells have an internal fire department made of antioxidants that rush in to neutralize those sparks. But in Kevin's case, that fire department was severely understaffed. His cells lacked a key enzyme called G6PD, short for glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase. This enzyme doesn't get much attention, but it's essential. It helps produce one of your body's strongest natural shields, glutathione. Think of glutathione as a microscopic armor polish that keeps your red blood cells strong and flexible as they travel through narrow vessels. Without enough G6PD, that armor thins out. One heavy spark from infection, medication, or even a food like fava beans, and the red cells start breaking apart. That's exactly what happened to Kevin. When Kevin binged on those healthy bean snacks, bacteria in his gut broke down the fava beans into chemicals that produced massive oxidative stress. Inside his bloodstream, red blood cells, which should have lived about 120 days, began to burst after just hours. Their contents, including hemoglobin, spilled into the bloodstream like broken glass. Free hemoglobin is highly toxic. It binds with nitric oxide, the molecule that relaxes blood vessels, causing sudden spikes in blood pressure and abdominal pain. Then, when that same hemoglobin travels to the kidneys, it clogs tiny filters called nephrons, creating what nephrologists describe as rust inside the kidneys. That's why Kevin's urine turned dark brown, and why his kidneys began to fail. The Mayo Clinic calls this condition acute hemolytic anemia, a rapid destruction of red blood cells that can happen when oxidative stress overwhelms the body's defenses. Here's the twist. G6PD deficiency isn't rare. In fact, it's one of the most common genetic enzyme conditions in the world. Over 400 million people carry it, especially those with ancestry from the Mediterranean, Africa, or parts of Asia regions historically affected by malaria. Why so common? Because nature has a strange sense of balance. People with mild G6PD deficiency are actually more resistant to malaria, a deadly infection that invades red blood cells. In G6PD deficient cells, the parasite can't survive as easily, which means those genes were passed down generation after generation as a form of protection. It's a fascinating example of how what once protected humanity can become a modern health risk, especially for people unaware they carry it. After days on IV fluids and close monitoring, Kevin's kidneys slowly recovered, his red blood cells stabilized, his urine cleared, and the yellow tint faded from his eyes. But he left the hospital with a new awareness that healthy doesn't always mean safe for everyone. From then on, he avoided fava beans and informed every new doctor about his condition, since even certain medications and antibiotics, like sulfa drugs or high-dose aspirin, could trigger another episode. Doctors at Harvard Health Publishing emphasize this as a key takeaway for older adults. When your body reacts unusually to food, supplements, or medication, don't ignore it. Your genetics might be telling a story your doctor hasn't heard yet. You might not have G6PD deficiency, but oxidative stress still plays a central role in how we age. According to Johns Hopkins University, excess oxidative stress contributes to fatigue and muscle weakness, memory decline and brain fog, joint stiffness and slow recovery, skin aging and decreased immunity. So, even if your red blood cells aren't literally bursting, low-grade oxidative damage can quietly wear down your tissues over time, including your kidneys, heart, and brain. That's why understanding oxidative balance is essential for everyone over 60. The goal isn't to eliminate oxidation. That's impossible. But to keep it in check through nutrition, hydration, and lifestyle. Let's talk about what you can do right now to strengthen your body's own antioxidant system, even without fancy supplements. Here are 5 science-backed ways from the Cleveland Clinic and National Institute on Aging. Eat the rainbow, literally. Each color of fruits and vegetables provides different antioxidants. Red tomatoes, watermelon, lycopene. For heart health, orange, yellow carrots, squash, beta-carotene for vision, green spinach, chlorophyll, and lutein for detox support. Blue-purple berries, anthocyanins for brain protection. Aim for at least 5 colors per day, a visual rule that's easy to remember. Balance your protein sources. Instead of processed snacks, go for natural proteins that are gentle on the kidneys, such as eggs, fish, tofu, and lentils, unless you have specific restrictions. Avoid high-protein processed snacks that often hide sodium and preservatives. Sleep like your cells depend on it, because they do. During deep sleep, your body produces glutathione and other antioxidants. According to Harvard's Division of Sleep Medicine, even 1 week of poor sleep increases oxidative stress markers by 40%. Move gently, but consistently. Moderate exercise, like brisk walking or swimming, creates mild oxidative stress that actually trains your body to grow stronger, a process called hormesis. The key is consistency. 20-30 minutes most days, not intensity. Breathe to heal. Stress increases free radicals. Practicing slow breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, for just 5 minutes a day lowers oxidative markers and blood pressure. In Japan, this is part of Shinrin-yoku, or forest bathing, used by elders for calm and circulation. Kevin's story isn't about fear, it's about awareness. Most health problems after 60 don't come from one big mistake. but from small, repeated imbalances that go unnoticed. By understanding how your body reacts to food, medications, and stress, you can turn that awareness into prevention. Because, as the saying goes, your body whispers before it screams. The earlier you listen, the better your chances of healing. In the next part, we'll look at how to build your personal kidney defense plan, simple, daily steps that keep your filtration system strong, even as you age. You'll also learn which common foods and habits quietly harm kidney function and what to do instead. Kevin's story taught us something powerful. Sometimes, the greatest risks to your health don't come from bad habits, but from hidden ones. And while most people will never experience the same kind of crisis, millions of older adults unknowingly strain their kidneys every day through common choices that seem harmless. The good news? Protecting your kidneys doesn't require complicated diets or expensive supplements. It comes down to understanding how your kidneys work and how to support them with small, science-backed daily habits. Most of us don't think much about our kidneys until something goes wrong. But every minute, these two bean-shaped organs filter about half a cup of blood, removing waste, balancing minerals, and controlling blood pressure. They're also chemical factories, producing hormones that regulate red blood cell production and maintain strong bones. Yet after age 60, natural changes start to slow their efficiency. Harvard Medical School explains that kidney function declines about 1% per year after midlife, even in healthy adults. That's normal aging, but combined with certain habits, medications, or dehydration, that gentle decline can accelerate rapidly. Here are 5 everyday habits that quietly overwork aging kidneys and how to fix them. 1. Dehydration that sneaks up on you. Thirst sensitivity decreases as we age, meaning you can be mildly dehydrated and not even realize it. When your blood gets thicker, your kidneys must work harder to filter it, like trying to clean dirty water with a clogged sponge. Fix: keep a filled water bottle nearby and sip throughout the day. Add cucumber or lemon slices for taste. Avoid chugging large amounts at once, which can dilute sodium too quickly. A study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that seniors who maintained steady hydration had 30% fewer kidney-related complications over a 5-year period. 2. Overusing pain relievers. Many older adults take NSAIDs like ibuprofen or naproxen for arthritis or chronic pain. But over time, these drugs can reduce blood flow to the kidneys and cause microscopic damage. According to the Cleveland Clinic, NSAID-related kidney injury is one of the most common causes of sudden renal decline in people over 60. Fix: use these medications sparingly and only under medical advice. Ask your doctor about alternatives like topical creams, warm compresses, or gentle stretching. Turmeric and omega-3 fatty acids, when used properly, may also reduce inflammation naturally. Harvard Health, 2023. 3. Hidden sodium in healthy foods. Even healthy soups, veggie chips, and sauces often pack more sodium than you think. Too much sodium increases blood pressure, which over time damages the tiny vessels that supply your kidneys. Fix: read labels. If a single serving has over 300 milligrams of sodium, that's a red flag. Opt for spices like garlic, basil, or lemon zest to flavor food instead. The National Kidney Foundation recommends limiting sodium to under 2,000 milligrams per day if you're over 60 or have high blood pressure. 4. High-protein diets without balance. Protein is essential, but when consumed in excess, it produces more nitrogen waste for your kidneys to process. This can accelerate strain, especially if hydration is low or kidney function is already reduced. Fix: if you're over 60, aim for 0.81 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day, unless your doctor says otherwise. That means around 50-70 grams for most older adults. Focus on plant-based proteins, fish, and eggs instead of heavy red meats. 5. Ignoring blood sugar and blood pressure. Even if you don't have diabetes, unstable blood sugar levels can silently damage kidney filters over time. The same goes for high blood pressure, which remains the known cause of kidney disease in the U.S. Fix: check blood pressure and fasting glucose regularly. Limit processed carbs, manage stress, and walk daily to keep circulation healthy. The NIH found that older adults who walked at least 30 minutes a day had a 41% lower risk of chronic kidney disease progression. Your kidneys thrive on consistency, not extremes. That's why experts at Johns Hopkins recommend creating a daily kidney care routine. Here's how it might look. Morning. Start with a glass of water before coffee. Add a pinch of lemon to support gentle detox. Avoid taking multiple supplements at once. Space them throughout the day. Midday. Choose a kidney-friendly lunch: grilled salmon, quinoa, spinach, and olive oil. Go for a 10-minute walk afterward to improve circulation. Evening. Skip salty snacks before bed. Your kidneys slow their filtration rate at night. Stretch gently or do 5 minutes of breathing exercises to reduce stress hormones that can impact kidney blood flow. Remember, your kidneys don't rest when you do. They're still filtering as you sleep. The calmer your system, the easier their job. In Part 2, we talked about oxidative stress, one of the biggest culprits behind aging and cellular damage. Certain foods can help your body fight back. Kidney specialists often recommend these antioxidant-rich power protectors. Blueberries and cranberries help prevent urinary tract inflammation and improve kidney filtration. Leafy greens. Spinach, rich in folate and magnesium, key for blood pressure control. Olive oil, anti-inflammatory and protective against vascular stiffness. Garlic and onions, natural detoxifiers that support liver and kidney function. Green tea contains catechins that protect red blood cells from oxidative stress. Tip: pair your antioxidants with healthy fats like avocado or nuts. This increases nutrient absorption by up to 40%, according to a Harvard nutrition study. Few people realize how much mental stress affects kidney health. Chronic anxiety or anger triggers surges of cortisol and adrenaline, constricting kidney blood vessels and increasing blood pressure. A study from Stanford University School of Medicine found that seniors who practiced daily gratitude journaling showed measurable improvements in kidney filtration rates and blood pressure over 8 weeks. So, here's a simple nightly exercise. Before bed, write down 3 small things you're grateful for, even tiny moments like a smile from a neighbor or a good meal. Your mind calms, your stress hormones drop, and your kidneys get to rest in peace. Kevin's story also reminds us how important it is to review everything you take, not just prescriptions, but over-the-counter vitamins, herbal teas, and natural remedies. Certain supplements like high-dose vitamin C, creatine, or unregulated herbal blends can overwork kidneys, especially when hydration is low. Cleveland Clinic experts advise keeping an updated medication list and sharing it with your doctor at every visit, even if you think something isn't a big deal. When in doubt, check with a pharmacist before adding anything new. Here's a simple checklist to keep near your mirror or refrigerator. Clear, light-colored urine. Steady energy, not fatigue or dizziness. No swelling in ankles or eyelids. Appetite normal. No persistent itching or metallic taste. If any of these start to change, especially urine color, swelling, or fatigue, don't ignore it. Get checked early. The National Kidney Foundation says catching kidney issues at stage 1 or 2 can prevent up to 80% of later complications. Kevin's story might sound rare, but it holds a universal truth. Our bodies are always talking to us, through fatigue, through thirst, through subtle warning signs. And every small act of self-care, drinking water, moving your body, eating colorful food, managing stress, is a conversation that says, "I'm listening." Aging gracefully isn't about avoiding every risk. It's about learning your body's language and making quiet, consistent choices that let you stay strong and independent for decades to come. In the final part, we'll bring all this together, the lessons from Kevin's case, the role of oxidative balance, and your blueprint for lifelong kidney and cellular health. We'll end with a short reflection and a few questions to help you take action today. Kevin's story began as a frightening mystery, but it ended as a lesson in awareness. What nearly destroyed his kidneys also revealed something hopeful: the body's incredible ability to heal once you remove the strain and give it the right support. And that's the heart of this message. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. Let's take a moment to recap what we've uncovered across this story. Even healthy foods can turn harmful if your body has unique sensitivities, like Kevin's G6PD deficiency. Lesson: listen to your body's reactions, not just the food labels. Your kidneys work quietly, but relentlessly. They filter blood, balance fluids, and regulate hormones, yet they rarely send pain signals until late in the game. Lesson: don't wait for symptoms. Prevention is your best protection. Oxidative stress is the hidden villain behind many age-related changes. From tired muscles to slow recovery, it's the wear and tear your cells experience every day. Lesson: counter it with antioxidants, rest, and mindful living. Small daily habits make the biggest difference. You don't need a radical detox. You need gentle, sustainable rhythms: water, color-rich foods, and calm evenings. Lesson: health isn't built in a week. It's built in the 1,000 small choices you make each month. Something else Kevin discovered in recovery surprised even him. He realized that for years, he'd been treating his body like a machine, feeding it quick fuel, ignoring warning lights, and only stopping when it broke down. But healing required something deeper: patience and compassion. When he slowed down, started journaling, took gentle morning walks, and practiced gratitude before bed, his blood pressure normalized, his digestion improved, and perhaps most importantly, his energy returned. Modern science confirms this. Researchers at Harvard School of Public Health found that adults who cultivate daily gratitude and social connection have lower inflammatory markers and better immune resilience, even when controlling for diet and exercise. So healing isn't just about what you eat or drink, it's also about how you think and feel. Let's connect the dots clearly. When you're stressed, your body releases cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones constrict blood vessels, raise blood pressure, and make your kidneys filter harder. When you're calm, your vessels relax, your heart rate stabilizes, and your kidneys get the oxygen-rich blood they need to do their job smoothly. That's why routines that lower daily tension, deep breathing, nature walks, or even short afternoon naps aren't luxuries. They're part of your kidney care toolkit. As the National Institute on Aging puts it, the body's healing systems depend on rhythm, rest, and relaxation just as much as on nutrition. Here's a quick recap of the 5 habits you can start today, drawn from the best evidence by Harvard, Mayo Clinic, and the Cleveland Clinic. 1. Hydrate smartly. Sip water throughout the day. Avoid both dehydration and overhydration. Add fruit slices or mint if plain water feels dull. 2. Eat colorfully, not excessively. Fill half your plate with fruits and veggies, 1/4 with lean protein, and 1/4 with whole grains. Avoid high-protein processed snacks that secretly overload your kidneys. 3. Manage medications wisely. Review everything you take, including over-the-counter pain meds and supplements. Ask your doctor, is this safe for my kidneys long-term? 4. Move a little every day. Walking after meals, gentle stretching, or light gardening boosts circulation and kidney oxygen flow. 5. Calm your mind before bed. End your day with deep breathing or journaling. Your kidneys rest better when your nervous system does. If you follow just 3 of these 5 steps, you'll be giving your kidneys the care they deserve, quietly preventing decades of stress and wear. Aging doesn't mean decay. It means adaptation. Your body changes, yes, but it also responds. Every healthy meal, every good night's sleep, every small walk tells your body, we're still working together. Kevin learned that the hard way, but you don't have to. Whether you're 55 or 85, your organs still listen. Your kidneys still regenerate. Your cells still respond to kindness and balance. You can't stop aging, as one Cleveland Clinic nephrologist put it, but you can slow it and even reverse some of its wear by caring for your body like a lifelong partner, not a temporary vehicle. So, let's make it practical. Will you start with hydration, keeping a glass of water on your desk? Or will you take a slow 10-minute walk after dinner tonight? Maybe you'll finally switch those salty snacks for a handful of walnuts or blueberries. Whatever your one step is, start today. Because health isn't built on fear, it's built on awareness and gentle persistence. If you've learned something from Kevin's story or from your own health journey, drop a comment below and share it. Your story might inspire someone else to take that first step. And if you want more trusted, science-backed videos designed specifically for life after 60, subscribe to Vital Health Guide US. Hit the like button and turn on notifications. We release new videos every week about how to strengthen your heart, protect your kidneys, improve energy, and live with clarity and confidence no matter your age. Because your best years don't have to be behind you. They can start now with one small conscious choice at a time. Your kidneys never rest, and neither should your hope. Treat your body kindly, and it will always find a way to heal. Key takeaways. Know your unique sensitivities, like G6PD or medication reactions. Hydrate, eat clean, and move gently each day. Manage stress, it's medicine for your kidneys. Early awareness prevents lifelong damage. Consistency beats perfection, always. Which of these habits will you start today to protect your kidneys and boost your longevity? Share it below. We read every comment. If this helped you, subscribe for more trusted, science-backed health secrets for life after 60.